They did. I'm bloody gorgeous. Let's rock. That was a lot of fun to make. Let's see what else is on YouTube. What's that? Cats? Yeah, the last time I did a convention, it actually ended up afterwards that there was this cat appeared. And so yeah, I clicked on it, and there was this whole thing about this cat that these people had adopted. So I did kind of Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing. I just ad-libbed over the entire... It was quite fun. All right, so let's get some questions going. I'm sure you have some. Yes?
There's a video when that girl threw the underwear at you.
Did I keep it? I didn't keep it. Well, because I made soup with it and I had to throw it out. Yeah, it dissolves. Yeah. Oh, Elgin? Mike needs, he needs some juice on his cordless. Good. Test check. You got a question over there in the corner.
When you were growing your talent, how long a day did you spend going around pitching yourself? How long a day did you spend practicing your craft?
Ask that one more time.
Yes, sorry. When you were improving yourself and when you were getting used to the area, how long each day did you spend pitching yourself or working on demos, and how long did you spend actually practicing the craft, recording, doing voices?
That's a tough question to answer. Let's see, I guess you mean like in the beginning with, yeah. Well, God, it was so long ago. I just, I'd work on those workshops and I would practice in between. And then what would happen is whenever, hello? Check, test. Whenever I get an audition, I would practice for the audition. And once it was done, it was out of my hands. And then I would move on to the next one. And I didn't do a whole lot of practicing in between unless it was to work on a dialect, you know, like for a character or a sound-alike, which they ask for once in a while. Mind you, this was all before the internet, so I didn't have access to the internet. I would have to go find something at a bookstore like Samuel French bookstore, which you'd have to buy cassettes of an Irish dialect or a British dialect or an Australian dialect, or to have to watch a movie, rent a movie to listen to. So I don't know how many hours I spent, but you know, as much time as I could. Does that help? Cool. You know, and I did improv classes too, and that helps a lot. Improvisation. And acting. The more you do, the better it gets. And the easier it is to just kind of roll with it. Okay, it's been great. We have a question right here.
Yeah, did you at any time work on the show Metalocalypse?
No. Never heard of it. Is it one of your favorites?
I thought I recognized your voice in some of the impressions you were doing from some of the characters.
Ah, I wish, because that could have been another paycheck. It'd help me pay my bills.
Oh well.
You did your Paul McCartney impersonation on the Stephen Colbert Show, correct?
No, I ended up doing it on the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Well, I knew it was one of them. Can you tell us about? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was back when McCartney was talking to the astronauts when they were in space, and they must have been on one of the shuttles, and they had them. You know, how the astronauts can actually somersault. And so they had a split screen, and they had Sir Paul talking to them, and they parodied him where he'd say, "All right then, lads, do it again. Do the somersault thing. That was good. Now do it again. One more time. Yeah." Love it, do it again. And they cut back and they kept repeating the image of the astronaut just rolling over and over and over. It was great fun.
Before you started doing your radio show and the voice acting, did you have anything else planned to do as a career?
I always knew I wanted to be in show business. I didn't know in what capacity I wanted to work in television or film. I didn't know I'd end up in voiceover as a career. I had no idea. Well, at that time, there were no video games. I mean, other than Pong, you know, and Galaxian and Pac-Man. Yeah, there were things that there were no voice acting opportunities for. And the only anime there was that in the States was Speed Racer and Kimba, the White Lion. The mightiest lion in the world. If you watch those episodes, you see Kimba would be moving, and the earth beneath Kimba in the background would be moving. It's like, what a strong lion. So there was, you know, I didn't even have a nodding acquaintance with anime until who knew that was going to happen during my career. But I wanted to be on Saturday Night Live, and I did end up auditioning for and testing for Saturday Night Live a number of years back. Met Lauren Michaels and Tina Fey and the whole gang. Went very well, but they went a different direction that year, unfortunately for me. I know. But, you know, made it as far as anybody can make it, just like Steve Carell, who went that way and then ended up going a different direction. And there's a lot of people who tested for Saturday Night Live who didn't make it. But I ended up being on hallowed stages where people like Steve Martin and Andy Kaufman performed, and it was really a thrill.
So, if you were stuck on an island with all the characters that you've voiced so far, which one would you eat first?
That's a shame. I don't voice any female characters. Heyo!
Writing's got the best hits for it.
Wow.
We've actually cooked your food.
Yeah, which one would I eat first? I'm definitely not a carnivore. I am a carnivore. Which one would I eat first? God, who's the fattest? I don't know if I do Timon, I don't do Pumbaa. So. That's right.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. Blanking.
Well, Cole wouldn't be too big.
He's very tiny.
Well, Timon's easy to catch, right?
Timon might be the tastiest. So we might have to go there. But boy, you know, I don't think I'd last very long. That's the sad part.
Maybe when Malaket the accursed.
Well, maybe. Although I might have the devil inside.
You Human Torch, the Incredible
Additional
Hulk.
voices. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. Plural.
What can you say about Metal Gear Rising so far?
Well, I signed a non-disclosure agreement form, which means I'm not allowed to say much. All I can tell you is I'm in it. And the script is excellent. We have a terrific cast. It's highly enjoyable. We're still in production. It's going really, really well. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can tell you about it, except it's turning out to be a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. I had a lot of reservations about it, just like everybody else. But so far, it seems so good. So, yeah, it's going swimmingly. Swimmingly, my friends.
Hello. I just had a curious question. Have you ever gotten a chance to play the games that you're in, or watch the anime that you had a character in?
You know, I've watched and I've seen them, and I've seen bits and pieces of the games. I've tried playing some of the games. Emphasize try. I have failed in valiant efforts. But yeah, I'm so less of a gamer than you guys. You guys are the pro gamers, I'm the pro actor. That's really what it comes down to. And so I end up seeing a lot of it on YouTube. And I go, hey, there it is. There's that level I couldn't get to. Right, I love that. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, all of a sudden I'm doing Henry from No More Heroes. That's right. Anybody remembers that one? Yes, Henry from No More Heroes. Good to see you, lads. All right, lads and lasses. Yes.
I have a question. I just want to know if you know if they're going to be adapting Digimon Cross Words in America, and if they do, will you prize the role as Marcus Damon?
I don't know the answer to that question, but I would be happy to reprise my role as Marcus Damon. That would be amazing. Man, let's hope that happens.
Yeah, it's like all the main Digimon characters are in the show, like at the very end. Like all the characters from the past.
Is it just for one episode?
It's like a span, like a saga, like 3 or 4 episodes.
Oh, I hope so, and I hope they bring me back. Fingers crossed, and toes. I definitely won't be eating Marcus Damon on that island.
Of all of the fellow voice actors and actresses you got to work with, who were some of your favorites?
Oh, I enjoy working with Frank Welker, who's a legend in the business. Phil Lamar. You guys know Phil? He's great. Yeah. Wow. Give that man a tranquilizer. Phil played Vamp to my Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 4. And, just great working with him. And we've worked on other projects together. David Hayter, of course. Jennifer Hale, Grace Lyle. And you'll see her tomorrow, Tara Strong.
What is your favorite piece of dialogue as Ryan?
What is your favorite piece of dialogue?
You're a real egotistical woman.
You're a real egotistical woman?
Yeah, you know.
Is that Metal Gear 2 or 4?
2.
You're a real egotistical woman. Does that work for you? You're a real egotistical woman. Hi.
Do you happen to remember that one line he said in Metal Gear Solid 2 where he said, "Colonel, we managed to avoid drowning."
Colonel, we managed to avoid drowning. That was MGS2.
Remember what was going on through your mind when you said it?
Yes. Colonel, we managed to avoid drowning. I was acting the line. That, and when is it time for lunch?
You mentioned earlier that you did like to do impressions and other impressionists, so for the sake of this panel, could you impersonate Raiden from Metal Gear Solid, impersonating Axel from Kingdom Hearts?
So Raiden, Metal Gear 4, an impression of Axel. I'm so flattered that she would remember me and my beautiful red hair. I like your cloak, Roxas. Maybe you and I should have some sea salt ice cream. Got it memorized.
So
actually, two questions. One is actually checking one second. All right.
Yes, they're real.
My first question.
Hey-o! Now I have to do my Johnny Carson impression. Is that weird? Okay. All right.
I approve of Johnny Carson.
Yes. My good friend.
Okay. Do I need this?
Speak as loud as you can.
All right, fine. Who is your favorite pony? Also, if I may ask, could you impersonate Tara Strong impersonating Twilight Sparkle?
Impersonating Tara Strong, impersonating...
No, impersonate Tara Strong doing Twilight Sparkle.
Doing what? See, you got me, because I don't know her body of work. I don't know her body of work, so I can't do it. I'm at a loss.
What about Rich Little?
Yeah, Rich Little he was one of my inspirations.
Why don't you give us one of his impressions?
Well, my Johnny Carson was doing Rich Little's Johnny Carson. That's where I started off. I was doing Rich Little's Johnny Carson, and also back in the day, former President Richard Nixon. I am not a cook. I tell you, I am not a cook. You understand? I am not a cook. And of course, there's the Duke, John Wayne. You better believe it, mister. I'm going my way, you're going yours, Cookie. Hey, Roger Brennan, it's right. You better believe it, Duke. Stay away from me there. I'm an old man. I can't handle what you're giving. Stay away from me. Oh, that's right, boy. I shouted up them horses, but I just stay around here cooking. Cooking's what I do best. There you go.
What is it with you and playing sexy redhead characters?
Yeah, Marcus Damon, Reno, and Axel. What's that all about? I must have some ginger jeans.
Oh!
Hey-o!
Hey-o!
Without spoiling anything, considering the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, were you a little bit skeptical to work on the next one?
Well, I was concerned, so I'm glad that I'm back. I'm very happy. So I didn't know, Same with Kingdom Hearts. I'm so glad I'm back.
Yeah!
Yeah, we. She's back and better than ever.
In the beginning of your career, did you ever expect to have such a wide fan base and have so many people come just to see you and spend so much time waiting in line just to see you?
No. I didn't. I had no idea.
How does that make you feel to know that everybody's here because they're really excited just to talk?
Well, I'm honored. I'm honored and flattered. I'm so flattered! I have to actually stand up and just take it in for a moment. Because I never thought of it the way you just said it. But, it's really an amazing thing. Thank you for that. Because, really, you guys, without you, I wouldn't be here. And without, I would have no idea that the work I do means anything if you weren't here to give me this kind of feedback and have the questions that you have and the comments that you have that are so fun, and hilarious, and it's great, it's interactive, it's wonderful. They definitely didn't have this when I was growing up, and so the opportunity to interact and to have this love fest is awesome. So it's as much fun for me as it is for you, and I'm so thrilled just to have your love and blessings. Thank you. And now I have to say something filthy to make it all bad. Now it's time for the Yowie song. Now this gentleman has a question. Oh yeah, it's 18 plus, right?
Okay, my question is, whenever you're given a new role, you know, are you usually given ahead of time like a character description, or is it sometimes it just be like, okay, here's the setting, here's the character, give you 5 minutes to do it?
That'll happen for auditions sometimes. You know, I might have a short amount of time to prepare, but not for a role for a job. Usually I get more prep time than that. Yeah. Yeah, that's the quickest way. I mean, sometimes they'll throw an extra voice at me during a session for a job. That's happened before. But fortunately, it's because they trust me enough to be able to do the character, that we can put it together on the fly, and then we make it happen. Yeah.
Hey, this is really random, but if you woke up in the jungle naked, what would you do?
I don't know, would I be alone? God, what would I do? Would you be there with me? Your fantasy, not mine. See how I turn the tables? Yeah, Yes, sir.
How's it going?
It's going okay, I think. By gauging the room, it feels like it's going well.
I got a question.
Yes.
What was the weirdest role that you ever had to portray for? Yeah, that you voiced acted for.
The weirdest role. Well, we'd have to look at my IMDb to figure that one out. Yeah, it's usually additional voices. I think one of the most peculiar one was lately, I guess, did on Robot Chicken, and I played a face. That's a good one. That was actually very, very fun to play Elmer Fudd. But I played a faceless Lego man. So, heretofore, that would be the strangest character I've had to play. Yes.
Okay. I'm surprised no one has asked this. What's been your favorite character to play?
Faceless Lego man. No, my favorite character to play has been Spider-Man, who I played in Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, because Spidey was my all-time favorite superhero growing up as a child. Let's play the census teamwork.
It's like really random, but what is your opinion on Yowie?
Oh.
Well, I'd have to sing the Yowie song to give you that. All right, I'll give you the background real quick. My buddy Jeff Nimoy and I, we were doing a convention. It was our first convention ever. And after the day had finished, we were looking to meet some women. So the bar was closed. And so we went up to this one fella and we said to him, where can we meet some women? And he pointed to this Yowie room. And he said, go in there. And we said, what's Yowie?
It's a trap!
And he said, oh, you'll find out. So we were a couple ignorant fools. We walked in and we saw this room was packed, this darkened room with women. We were like, wow, look at this. And we looked up at the screen and we went, wow, look at that. Yeah, we. All of a sudden the lights went up. This guy in the front of the room says, "Hey everybody, we got a couple of special guests. Quinton Flynn and Jeff Nimoy. Come on up, guys!" We were like, "No." So they introduced us and the girls were like, "Hey, how you doing?" And we're like, "Hi, we're here, but we're not here for this. We came to meet you." And they're like, "Sure." Afterwards, they're filing out, and we're like, "No, it's nice to meet you. We're not gay." Even though there's nothing wrong with that, it's okay. And they're like, "Sure, boys." So we wrote this song about that. It's called the Yowie song. We're not gay. All right, ready? Walked into the Yowie room and saw something obscene. 300 hot young girls were staring at the screen. Naked animated men engaging in foreplay. Those girls assume that scene applied to Q and J, but we're not gay. Gay. No, we're not gay. We know that lots of you would be in fangirl bliss if you would get to see Roxas and Axel kiss. But that won't fly with us no matter what you say. Our private parts remain very far away. 'Cause we're not gay. Gay. No, we're not gay. No, we're not saying there's anything wrong with that. But for that other team, we simply do not bat. Outside we've seen you all cosplaying with yourselves, dressed up like ninjas, pirate whores, and magic elves. You text, you bump, you squeak, you love your anime. Boys are girls, girls are boys, and maybe that's okay. But we're not gay. No, we're not gay. No, we're not G-A-Y-G-A-Y-G-A-Y-I. No, we're not gay. But as they say, we'll have a gay old time. There you go. Thank you. That's your answer.
Unfortunately, we only got time for one more question.